Hello, Class 2. We are going to work on our tic-tac-toe project plan today together just to get started, and then you'll know what to do after that. So let's visualize this out. Go. Okay, so here I have my pieces, and I am going to make this one my all color type one. So I haven't quite figured out my cold and warms yet, but we will. And so let's get started on our project plan. What you can see here, it has a place for you to put your teacher's name and your name, okay? So make sure you put that in there. And it says this: in art class, you will be creating a tic-tac-toe game, including a game board and 9 custom pieces. This is a project with many steps, and that's why we use a plan. There are some objectives. We have to use warm and cool and 1 all-color piece. Okay, so that is one objective in this plan. The second is tic-tac-toe board has to have on the back the year it was completed. So we know this year is 2020. And I'd like you just to write that so that when it's time to write that on the back of your board, you're comfortable with how you want those numbers to look. So you can experiment here just to see what might look better to you, okay? You need to have your name on the back of your board. You must sign your artwork. It will help you remember who made this wonderful project. And then we also want to think about the base colors that we're going to use. As you remember, in my last one, we used black. We also have the opportunity, if we are in class, to use gray or white. If, again, we are at home due to the pandemic, we may not have this choice available to us, but that's okay because our tic-tac-toe boards are going to turn out great no matter what base color we have. But for this one right now, I'm going to do the white. And this is important that you circle one of these because Mrs. Durst is going to be able to help you along when she sees what your base color is. Okay? Now, the next page tells us that we're going to design our X's or our warm colors. So I'm going to choose 4 pieces, 1 and a small one for my O. I'm going to try to make them like big, big, small, small for my X and O's. These 2 kind of look similar, and then there. Okay, so I've picked my rainbow color one, my warm color ones, and my cool color ones, all right? Now what I would like you to do is just go ahead and quickly trace these guys. This will help you remember who kind of goes where. Not that it's a big deal, but it might help you remember in the future which ones you had originally thought were going to go warm and cool. Okay, once you got sort of a line down there, doesn't have to be perfect. What you're going to do is take one of these, I'll do these 2, and we're going to practice creating a mandala on this next time we're together, okay? Because we're going to learn a little bit about mandalas, and then I want you to practice on this piece of paper. Okay, so we're going to move over here. This is asking us about our swing piece, we call it, or the one that will have all the colors. And again, just to keep track of who you had originally kind of thought would go there, go ahead and do that. All right, give them a trace. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to practice using our rulers. So please find a ruler, and you're going to lay your ruler in a way that you can just still see the dots above the line of the ruler. I want you to practice making a straight line between two dots, just like that. So take your time, do some this way. See how I see two dots? And do a few up and downers. I still see one and another dot. And so when I connect those together, it looks like that. So what I'd like you to do is practice with your ruler a bit and a pencil and make some lines connecting those dots. Okay, and that's good practice for something we have to do in this project. All right, so this is our top, right? See here, top of our playing board. Now, there are a couple of ways to create the top of our board. We can do the lines like this, the traditional tic-tac-toe line, or we can place 9 dots on our board where the rocks will go as you play. Both are just fine. It's really a personal process of deciding what would be better for your art project, okay? We will be using a template eventually to put those lines or those dots on our final board. But here is where you will be able to sketch out what you really want. Now on my black board that I did before, you can see I did the traditional lines, okay? So there are lines on there. So on this board, I'm gonna go with this method. And I'm going to maybe do a flower on each spot. And I'm just sketching this out now. It does not have to be perfect, but this is going to be your working drawing. And maybe I do a star there and I do some more flower work. I'm not sure. I might do all flowers. In fact, I can cross it out, erase it. But this is just to sketch on how you're going to see the top of your board look. Okay? Simple is often the best way to go because simple is easy not only to sketch and visualize, but also to do in the end. Here are the sides of our boards. As you can see, I went with polka dots last time, floating dots of color around the side of my board, okay? This time, I think I'm going to do a couple of flowers with dots, just one on each middle. I'm going to keep them all the same, just like that. And I think I might do a little detail here with 3 circles. Something of this effect, okay? Again, I'm just sketching out what I think would be really fun to do. You may also use colors if you want to try and see if you can do that. Okay. I'll get that off our screen. There we go. So just decide if you want all your sides to be the same, or maybe you might do warm color, cool color, warm color, cool color. It's really your choice, okay? And now we're going to move over to the back. And you already know we have to, somewhere on the back, have the year we've completed this and your signature. Okay, that's how I always sign my art. So now I know that's going on the back, and now your plan is ready to go. So take your time and work your plan, create it so that Mrs. Durst and you can talk about some of those items you might have questions about. And this will help us in the planning process to make your tic-tac-toe board the very best it can be.